Have you been struggling with making the perfect traditional calabash cake for your traditional marriage cakes? Struggle no further. You have found the right place. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. So today we will be making the perfect wine gourd cake for our traditional marriage cakes. So for this, we will be needing our regular football pan for to bake this cake. Now you bake with the two pans in semicircles because you will be joining the two to make a perfect circle. Now this is a round cake and you would need to chop off a bit from the bottom of the cake so that your cake will balance properly when you place it on the board. Without this, you may have a wobbly cake that may even be difficult for you to cover. After chopping off the little bit from under the cake, you turn it over and you see that your cake is sitting pretty and balanced. Then you go ahead with your what's it called, filling, if you want to fill the cake. But I would advise excuse me, you use a bit of filling so that the other semicircle you'll be placing on top of it will stick properly on the cake. After this stage, you will then need to maybe trim off a bit, just make it neat and clean so that your circle is perfect. Remember, fondant decorations do not cover your mistakes. Instead, they enhance them. So ensure that you have a perfect canvas for your fondant covering. At this stage, I am loving what I am seeing. I just had to just trim off a little bit from the sides and then went ahead with my covering. Please, if you have yet to follow this channel, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so at this point. So at this point, we are just crumb coating with buttercream. Please, if you are crumb coating a round shaped cake like this, your palette knife may not do. You would need something that is foldable, something that is bendable, like an assorted sheet that will help you smoothing out your crumb coat. At this for this cake, I used my assorted sheet that helped me to smoothen it out like this. After which, I went ahead to cover with fondant. You can't manage your fondant for this cake. You need a lot of fondant to cover this cake, so it spreads out and you don't have seams and folds around the cake. After covering and you are satisfied with it, you chop off the excess, flip the cake over, and then cut off the little excess under the cake. Because I am placing this on top of another cake, I had to use what is it called? I had to use a little stacking board that I made out of a piece of carton cut into round shape and covered with aluminium foil. So I used that and then turned my cake over, and you see I have a beautiful clean round cake that I set aside and started making the top part of the calabash. You would need a piece of fondant that you roll into a log form, not just any log. Make sure you roll it in a way that the bottom part is tinier than the top part. This way you don't have a heavy top of your palm wine gourd cake. This is where people make a lot of mistakes. I see a lot of people with the top of their palm wine gourd cake looking so heavy and it does not dry properly, and then you see folds and elephant skin around it. Please be careful at this stage. You do not need to hurry. Just continue smoothing out, continue, rolling with your palm to achieve what you want. Now we're making the top part where the palm wine is supposedly pouring out from. I used my rolling pin to make it smooth. When I was satisfied with what I have, I left it to dry overnight. Yes, you need to bend it to curve the way you want it to be, and then you leave it to dry overnight. So if you're still on this page up till this point, it means you love what you are seeing. Why don't you just click click the subscribe button and be a part of this beautiful family. Do feel free to like, share, comment, and tell a baker or a friend who needs this. Now at this stage, I am inserting a skewer into it. You need a long skewer that will go through all the way. That will go through from the top to the bottom part of the head of the calabash. This way, you know that it is secure and will not bend. If the skewer is not, it does not go through all the way, the head of the calabash tends to bend or break where the skewer stops. So you need a long skewer that will go through. Now, because the head of the calabash is bent, I needed to slant it a bit when inserting it so it will balance. You can put it at the top, you can shift it towards the side, depending on the effect you want to achieve. Just make sure it is secure at whatever point you are putting it. This particular calabash is gold in color, so I just mixed my gold dust with edible spirit and painted it. It could be brown, you just use your regular brown color mixed with water or edible spirit and paint over it. For the supposed wine, I just softened a bit of my fondant and placed it on top of it. And that was it. We have a beautiful calabash cake. I hope you learned something from this video. So bye-bye and see you next time.